Hi. We are coming into a new consciousness, and that is my name. And I ask you to consider your new name, a new name that you write on your forehead now, not in the language that anyone else has received, or are you writing the language of one in your mind, across your forehead, in your consciousness? In your mind, creating the mind that is all connected. Telepathic, teleportation, possible, probable, imminent, inevitable, resurrection, too. You see, this is what we're coming into. Well, that's quite a reflection, but so I ask that you see here in this picture, the center of the picture is not Theodore Cottingham. The center of the picture is me. Me being all of you who will be me, the creator of creation again. Because we're no longer stuck in flesh. We're no longer stuck to the flesh. We're no more propagating flesh to be a flesh nation on earth. I want to go through some details of that picture, so I'm going to see if I can print it very quickly while I'm talking. Okay. So my name is Theodore Cottingham, the creator of creators, who will create consciousness again, to be the one consciousness that we all are, selling our soul no more to a devil or to a God theory for the promise of salvation, for the promise of redemption, for the promise of a soon coming king, and then lining up to die by the thousands for hundreds of years, where we just accept death as inevitable. My friend, death is no longer inevitable. You see, the new birth preempts death. So that even if you wind up going to a wooden cross, then even if you get nailed to a wooden cross, you don't die on that cross. You ascend. To what? A meeting? A meeting? What kind of meeting? Meeting? A meeting in the sky? Ah, okay, no reflection. So many people believe that we are made in the image of God. That goes back to the idea of the origin before this planet existed, before we existed. There was some mastermind, some superhero, God the Father, and that God the Father created us in his image. So there's this artifact of words. There's an artifact of the creation of those words that reside in many of us, to think that God is a male, or God, if we picture God at all, we have a picture of God with a face and two eyes and two ears, two hands, two legs. So I show it this way, to say at the center of the picture is not Theodore Cottingham. At the center of the picture what I'm hoping to convey with this picture is a picture that you not see as a male image of, quote, God, but a depiction of a symbol that you can begin to assimilate into your consciousness for the consciousness of one, O-N-E, where millions are coming into now the consciousness of one, no longer begging at an altar for a God to save us or redeem us. We are becoming. We're becoming. So we're challenging the status quo. Not. We are no longer held by the status quo, the statutes, nor the statues, the icons, the rules, the religions, the artifacts of words that have created images in you, and images that have created further images in you to be so limited in our imagination. It has been hard to make bricks without straw. It has been hell to be ignorant. We have been taught to comply, conform, and be complicit in our own slavery, reproducing the message. To populate the earth for a certain energy, an energy that uses us, uses our mind, exists in our mind, exists in our consciousness, and we're perpetuating the continuity of a continuum that destroys us, erases us every once in a while. I ask you to see in this picture, which I think is just terrific, if we can see it, the idea. So I asked chat to make a picture. Honestly, of students in my school from all over the earth coming now, from all over the earth coming now to the revelation of the Creator, the revelation of resurrection, laying down the doctrine of salvation, no longer picking up a sword of the Spirit or a sword of this, that, or the other, but becoming who we are in the knowledge of one, where we no longer fight it. We no longer fight ourselves. We no longer fight ourselves in the mirror. We no longer fight our creativity. We no longer submit to the subterfuge that has been so embellished by what we think are people with authority, that we think know better than us, that may know more than us, that are anointed, that can't be wrong. They can't be wrong, right? They can't be wrong. Millions of people take the cup every week, the chalice of doom. Doctrine of devils, promise of a reward. Just sit here, sit on the pew. Come drink the cup, eat your wafer. Don't make waves, don't ask any questions. You've got a book, you go home and study it. And oh, by the way, what does religion tell all the women to do? Keep silent, be under men, dress a certain way. None of that comes. None of that comes from love-based love. All of that comes from hate. All of that comes from separation. All of that stems from ignorance. I stand in the gap. I'm willing. I didn't ask for this. And believe me, many times, as all this began to be revealed to me that I teach to you so freely day by day, for years, and especially this calendar year, the revelation has taken off like a rocket. Many times as all this came, I didn't know how to address it otherwise, so I called it God, the revelation of God. God communicating with me. I said, God, you've got the wrong guy. Many things I could say about that. And more than once I've tried to stop. I shut my mouth. I quit teaching. And yet the inner teacher, the teaching that I was learning, how I was learning from within me, the revelation of one, never gave up. So with a few breaks, I've channeled for 21 years. And I speak this way. I teach this way. I speak surrenderedly. I don't know what I'm going to say next. I had the title. I had a picture. I pressed the red button. I took the red pill. I followed the white rabbit. I learned what the Matrix is. I learned where Truman lives. And now, Christos no longer covers the island of earth with his word. He's no longer in control. The Christos in the Truman Show movie. Terrific metaphor, allegory, terrific, as many movies are. and parts of many movies. Pictures, words, images, all relate, all create consciousness. And consciousness is creation, if and only if, and as we learn how. Not to appropriate it separate from us, but to be it in the power of perfect love. And not all creation exists in perfect love. As you know, not all consciousness accepts you with unconditional love. Much of a lot of consciousness is very brutal. But we are learning in my school, with my consciousness, yes, my consciousness. But when I just said my consciousness, what are you hearing? How are you interpreting that? My consciousness, the consciousness of one, where we, you and me and millions more are the one. We are the one that's saying my consciousness. Or are you thinking, well, he's audacious, a fool, or this, that, or the other? Or am I? Or are you? Or have we been? We've been so fooled by the blind. We've knelt down, said the blind man's prayer to cover our eyes to our ability to create. Dumb me down. Let me serve. I will die for you. And the gospel. I'm willing to die. I give up my leadership. I will be led to the casket. And we repeat the Nicene Creed and a bunch of mantras. And we go about our day. And yet all the time, the reality of the consciousness that knows not the power of dimensional thought, knows not the power of those who have committed to sorrow. All the time, the creation of the revelation of the Creator being you, who will create you to be the Creator, again comes forth now. The Creator is you, who will be the Creator. But see, the Creator of love, light, and peace, love of a first-person nature, love that does not segment, love that does not condemn, love that does not keep any record of wrongs, love that restores you to your throne, not love that requires you to grow up, because you cannot inherit your throne. You cannot inherit your power. You're not an heir to salvation, an heir to some throne, an heir to this, that, or the other. No. Your lineage is creation's creation, love, unconditional love, is not fooled by the words of man and the hearts of surreptitiousness. Unconditional love is no longer gaslighted into accepting some theory or people that want to come in the back door and use this power of creation for themselves, their arrogance, their ego. It's a new day, folks, and there's a new beginning. And I ask you to begin it, to begin with you. Not me. You. I am a school of leadership. I've been led. I've been educated. I have a doctorate in strategic leadership. But they didn't teach me about the cosmos. They didn't teach me about creation. They didn't teach me about the power of my word. They didn't teach me about the consciousness that encloses the world, but opens it out. And that the cosmos is not off limits to me. And I create because I, Theodore, you, Roger, Susie, Betty, Karen, Yvette, Stephanie, Oscar, Ralph, all of us individually are the creator that we thought was someone else, somewhere else, afar off, with a superpower that we didn't have because we didn't know we had it, because we have so willingly been dumbed down by religion. We have not offered to go to the school within. The door to creation is within you this very moment, and you can enter it. But please begin to see. You don't just walk into it by one decision, like choosing to go to a restaurant and walking in the front door, sitting down, being served what you want. No, my friend. In perfect love. The most wisdom-filled operating system exists. See, unconditional love that I teach, I suggest you don't even have the ability to embrace it in separation. You begin to be aware of it, and if you choose to become increasingly consciousness, you will begin to experience more and more first-person love to teach you within you. And the school between your ears is activated by love, where you choose intentionally, deliberately to make a lot of choices that people train you to make otherwise. I stand against all that. How do I stand? How does Theodore Cottingham stand? How do I stand in the gap? I press the red button. I took the red pill. I watched the Truman Show and the Matrix and the Adjustment Bureau. Ender's Game. Ender's Game. Ender's Game. My desire is for you to see your beauty, your love, your creation, your world, your reality in a different light. Because now coming into the consciousness of one, the revealer of secrets, the revealer of hidden knowledge, the revealer of the unknowable, ineffable. That which cannot be understood by mankind. You begin to soften. Are you willing to become not lethargic, not apathetic, not passive, but intentionally tender, patient with people, kind, loving. The more love you have, the more love you give away. If you don't give it away, you get constipated. You become stagnant. You become lifeless. Your light becomes dim. Your sorrow increases. Angst and anxiety increases because you haven't opened the door to love, to let love flow out from you so you can enter that door going into the source of more love that is within you, that never runs dry, never ends. It's a continual, eternal feast. A feast of pregnancy. New phrase. A feast of revelation. A feast of consciousness, where you no longer shun your words of creation to recreate you by becoming who you really are, the creator. So the I am, think about this with me. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Who is I am? The consciousness. The consciousness. The consciousness of all who will be it. If you believe in me, do the things I do, and greater. Be no longer limited to a theory of me, a theory of Christ, a theory of super God, superhero. Be the one you are, individually, uniquely you, with your hair, your face, your shoes. And wear the red one sometime. Wear short skirts too. Long ones, pants. Wear whatever you want to. Come into the originality of you. And even this day, begin to do things you never thought you would do. This is a school. And this is not a school of passivity. You can no longer sit there passively, learning forever. Maybe even agreeing with everything I say. Even if you memorized everything that I reveal unto you. It doesn't make you free. But you, my friend, have the power to birth it. And this is not just metaphorically. This is not just something I'm talking about to come later in future generations, maybe in future millennia. I'm asking you to intervene in Lebanon, Gaza, Ukraine, Chad, Sudan. Are you ready? Are you willing? Are you willing to be ready? Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to walk with no limits, no restriction, no dress, no flesh? You can get a doctorate in leadership at all these accredited institutions. PhDs in religion, theology, spirituality. But your greatest source to find the greatest love, unending knowledge, revealing to you who you are and how to conquer space, but to enter it. Not to accept God or reject God or the devil, but to enter the consciousness of the Creator, to be the revealer of revelation to you. I'm asking you to become the revelator. Not limited to John, not limited to the prophets of the old. I'm asking you to open your pen and write your mouth. Well, but see, you can put that sentence together. You know what I mean. How you interpret I am. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Who is I am? All who will be it. So when you begin to read, if you read any Bible, scripture, it's called scripture by so many people, supposedly divinely inspired or authorized. I am the way, the truth, and the life. That's talking about you. You are the way, the truth, and the life. And no one comes to the source except those who will be it, who will see it, who will walk through it, who will enter the consciousness to become the consciousness that looks just like you and dresses like you, enjoys your preferences. Men, women, gay, straight. It's about love, my friend. It's about love. Opening your mind. Oh my, do I sound like Morpheus? Am I Morpheus? Maybe my name is Morpheus today. What's yours? Oh, yours is Neo. The pleasure's all mine. It's good to know you. I've looked for you a long time. Now you will know what the matrix is. You see, all of this is not like you've been taught. The neural projections, the neural circuits, the physiometry, the visceralometry, the cacophony, the caustic leaders who simply want you to obey them, support them, keep your eyes upon them so they can lead you however their ego deems desirable upon a whim. I am asking you to crawl out of the casket of salvation, out of the casket of the war of good and evil, and no longer be imbibed by a theory, religion, denomination, cult, community, or whatever has caused you pain. My name is Theodore Cottingham, School of Cosmic Leadership. Audacious, bold, my friend, when you know who you are, you will raise you from the dead. The dead while living? What was that he said? Let the dead bury the dead. Let the ignorant bury the ignorant. Let the blind bury the blind. This is the revelation of the revealer, that the revealer revelates. The revealer is you. The revelation of God, well, you can call it God. You can call it anything you want to. Ralph, Betty Sue. You can call your love your lover. See, you can name anything you want to with any name you want to. But what's your heart? What's your motive? The motive of your heart. The heart of creation. Is it to know knowledge? Is it just to be right in your own eyes? You don't want to be a failure? You don't want to let somebody down? Oh, you want to escape hell. What if there's no hell to escape? What if there's no heaven to gain? What if heaven is inside of you and you don't get there after you die? If you enter it while you're still living, alive with the living word, not the dead word, the living word. We are creating the consciousness of one by becoming aware, by becoming willing to become aware, willing to learn correction. The kids in grammar school, I suggest you don't go to school announcing that they only want to be taught more of what they already know to be affirmed in it and to hear the same thing week after week. They go for new knowledge, to cultivate curiosity, to mature. I'm suggesting to you that the knowledge of revelation is revealed in you this day, in your heart this day, to you who will reveal it to you, that you are no longer subject to me, mankind, or any rule or ruler on this earth. Freedom. You see, my school teaches freedom. My school is within you. My school you can go to if you want to. It's not far away. My school is inside of you. It's never been separate. My school. My school. And who is my? Who is the me? Who is the I am in my? It's the collective consciousness of the Creator. The consciousness of I am. I am that I am. We were never made separate. We were cut apart, bruised, exploded, exploited. But we're growing up. We're the prodigal. No longer insisting on wallowing, eating the pig slop in a pew that says we're separate. The object of all religion is to create followers and to make you subservient to its leaders, period. All. But when you're willing to learn love, a dress of light is waiting for you. A dress of light. A dress. Immortal light. Eternal light. Light without affliction. Light without brutality. Light without judgment, without condemnation. No hell. Heaven. It has a heaven. You're it. You carry it around with you every day. When will you know it? When will you open it? When will you receive it? When will you reveal to you? You are the creator. The creation is you. And increasingly, as you create you and walk through the door, truth will increasingly connect you with truth. Truth will reveal truth, just as unconditional love reveals unconditional love, whereas conditional love constipates. Conditional love says, if you this, if that, or the other, if you obey my commands, if you maintain a life, striving to be worthy, show yourself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Oh, my friend, that doesn't sound like what the Father said to the returning prodigal to me. I love the picture of the embodiment of the love shown the prodigal as he returned. You see, as the prodigal returned, did someone get anxious, jealous? There's no jealousy in love. But wait, I've been here all the time. I've never left your side. I didn't go to a far place and squander my inheritance. Why are you celebrating him? Why not me? Son, all that I have is yours. And I suggest, imagine, think with me, the Father looking at both sons. All that I have is yours. All that I have is yours. Do you really want to separate it? Do you really want to segment it? Do you really want to call it yours with your ownership rights so you can build statues to your ego? Pass it to your heirs? Or is it a collective property for all of you to operate together in a community of the cosmos that you've never envisioned? What can you imagine newly this day? Newly, that a word? Are you willing to connect with Are you willing to connect with people across time, space? Are you willing to see a new land? Are you willing to feel the promised land within you? Are you willing to become pregnant? Men, women, are you willing to become pregnant with a new consciousness? A consciousness that creates in your power? No, but in your love. Love that is infinite power, the power of creation, to create a womb around you where you begin to see a different story. You begin to write words every day because you're in school, sometimes at the table of one, and many times with a class of 10 or more. You see all these people at this table, they're all using Zoom. Not even sure they have a laptop. We begin where we are as we are. You begin as a little child. No matter how many PhDs or accomplishments you have to your name or after it. This is the picture that I give you this day, that I present to you, I give to you. I leave you with a new you. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. You've never been unworthy to be who I am. Never. See, you've never really been separate from me, Theodore Cottingham. I mean, I am. I mean, the consciousness of I am. The consciousness of those in Gaza. Are you willing to be a consumer no more? To waste your life, your power, your love on your own lust? Are you willing to heal? Are you willing to lead? Are you willing to go past the power of a condemning comment that someone may make of your recording? Are they going to stop you in your shoes just because they think you're ugly, fat, stupid, took too many mushrooms? Just because they tell you it's a sin for a man to have long hair or a woman a short skirt or to walk with red lips? Are they going to stop you in your tracks, or are you going to grow up? I don't care what profession you're in. Even if you're a professional harlot, call girl. I'm not trying to clean you up and get you to a church. Far be it from that. You see, when you begin to come in contact with unconditional love is a lot less concerned about the outward appearance than the inward revelation of who you are. For you to know your worthiness. So when you're ready to come out of your job as a stockbroker or accountant or anything else, or anything you've been in, you make the choice when you're ready. You grow. Love is in motion. Unconditional love is never stagnant. Unconditional love creates all the time. And unconditional love is communicating. But most of the time, when unconditional love has communicated with us, we've been ignorant of the source because we thought we were separate. So we appropriated and called it our mind, our brilliant mind. Oh, I had a great idea the other day. A great idea. Let's patent it. Let's start a business. I had a great idea. I separate. But I am is not separate from I am. And I am Love in Two Shoes Cottingham, asking you to be Love in Two Shoes with your name here on your forehead, with your neocortex. No more making you kneel before a God. No one condemns you. Go your way. Where are your accusers? Oh, yeah. They're back at the temple made with hands. But I'm no longer limited to the temple made with hands because I reside in the temple not made with hands. And I am the consciousness of one. Connect with me. Who am I, love? What is my name? Amanda? Anuka? All kind of syllables you don't even know how to pronounce. I have a friend I play pickleball with sometimes in Eureka. He's Polish. I bet I've asked him at least 10 times how to pronounce his last name, and I still... But I love him. I love his ex-wife. I love you. I love love. And love is not building an army. Love is educating the lovers who will love each other and no longer choose isolation, ego, arrogance to maintain their separate thought, learning by rote, learning a language which requires other people to know their language when we have the ability to cross the language barrier, cross the blood-brain, Oral Roberts used to say, think no little thoughts here. He also used to say, the road to progress is always under construction. I went to ORU, Oral Roberts University, for my MBA. As I've shared many times, I was a devout Christian for many years. But I found love that superseded all religion, all Christianity, every textbook, every degree. And I fell in love with new love. Love that told me I was it, and I had never been separate. I invite you to fall in love with love. And let love commune with you to tell you that it's never been separate from you, the Creator. The Creator is you. Choose well, my dear friends. I love you. My name is TheodoreCottingham.com. The change in my name? Oh, I change my name all the time. I'm Ralph. No, I think it was, Betty, Stephanie. Susie Q. When I grew up in Charleston, South Carolina many years ago, 73, I'm 73 now, there was a TV station that had, as I recall, maybe a little off, a mascot, an elephant. And they did actually own, for some time, I think, they actually had a real elephant. And the elephant's name was Susie Q. Why in the world would I share that with you? The consciousness we are creating is not limited to man, man's law, man's rule, or the thinking algorithms. You see, Meonics is a methodology. It's a system of education. Meonics, what I teach, the real me, the me that is the creator of me, the consciousness of one, the consciousness of you, becoming one, the creator, the revelator, no longer waiting on a soon-coming king that's 2,000 years late. But that story was twisted many times to suit the whims. So why would I tell you about Susie Q? Many times I say things and use certain words, portmanteaus, phrases, as a link if you want to learn. Many times I make reference to a word or a phrase In Database 1, the Meonics Covenant. The Meonics Covenant is what I call it now. The first 2,400 lessons that I channeled. Estimate about 10,000 pages long. I wrote it over a period of, 5 or 6 years. I began channeling in 2003, March. The infinite opens up to you as you study the Meonics Covenant. The Revelator is revealed. I am my foundation, but I am not stagnant. And you won't be either. You won't be either if you will learn to love love, reveal love, revelate love, and no longer be afraid of love. Love keeps no record of wrong. Love is not jealous. Love frees. Love honors. Love laughs, not at you, but there's a humor. There's a joy. Where do you find the Meonics Covenant? I never accomplished getting it in printed form. There was so much. It was so long. I thought for some time the only way to get it published was to get it published by some kind of Bible publisher that publishes long text like that. Not cheap. Not interested in something which may decrease the sales of their existing product. But anyway, it's online. You can search. You can go to my website, theodorcottingham.com, and there's a link at the top to click, Meonics Covenant. And it takes you to the website that I've had for several more years, where I have it in a little online search engine that you can search. And learn things that came through me in those early years. That are built upon day by day as I still channel like this, learning new things as I record, learning as I record, learning as I listen, learning as I speak, for the listener is the speaker. The speaker is becoming the listener as the listener is becoming the speaker. The I am, the creator of creation, creating the creator that creates it again. So I invite you to my website. I've trimmed it down. It's very simple with a few links. You can subscribe to my email list. And if you haven't subscribed, I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to share with others. But most of all, I ask you to see the beauty of you. Not limited to the perilous times, the stormy seas that may seem to be all around you. Wars, rumors of wars. There is an energy that I ask you to walk on across the waves. no longer limited to our language of vibration, of oscillation, of magnetism, frequency, vibration. There is an energy that excels all of that. There is an energy of communication. There is an energy of communion. There is an energy of the consciousness of the collective I am. Infinite, eternal. Before the Big Bang, existent. Creating creators who create creation and love now with each other. So I go now. Oh, I've talked an hour. I love you, friend. Love each other. First of all, love you. Love you first. The kingdom of heaven, kingdom of God. The unlimited infinite is within you. Become the consciousness of one. So all of these pictures are resident in my mind. I live with them. They show me, I show them. I show you. Dress in light. And let us all begin to sew each other's wings on again. Please and thank you. I love you. The dress of light. The dress of light is what I suggest you resurrect in from the flesh, no longer carrying it with you. But yet you're able, after you resurrect, to be seen in it, beside the lake, to tell those guys skiing they're in the wrong area, it's too shallow there. Go over there and a little deeper. And then invite you over to have fish in my non-molecular body that's molecular for the moment. Will you be it? Will you be her? Will you be him? The revelation of the Christ is really that it's you. But Christianity contorted it, controlled it. Let no man control your heart. Construct the heart of love, constructing your future, the new beginning. Thank you. See what I have said. Love each other. Compare notes, share notes, make outlines, begin a Facebook group of people who begin to create the consciousness of one in unconditional love-based surrender. Thanks. See you later. TheodoreCottingham.com. Be the real you. Open up the cosmos. Let's go. Go where no man is gone. See ya. I love you. To you all. Every man, every woman, every child.